Hey. Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. And every once in a while, we will do surprise live recaps of some of your favorite reality TVs. Oh, sidebar, make sure everyone on multiple platforms, let me know you can hear me loud and clear. Per usual, I want to know, where are you watching from? And yes, we are actually live. You will have an opportunity tonight to call in and share your final thoughts on Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 5 finale of their reunion, okay? So you will have an opportunity to call in and share those thoughts. Denver, Colorado's in the building. Maryland's in the building. Tampa, Florida's in the building. And, okay, where's that? Atlanta's in the building on TikTok. Louisiana, Philadelphia, Montreal. Okay, hold on. Yeah, Patrice says, I can't believe I'm on time. Patrice, me either. Like, I can't believe I'm on time. Okay. And I'm usually on time. I'm just like, for lives, I'm usually a couple of minutes late, only to give you guys a moment to, get into the room, because I know you guys are running on CP time. Guys, we have a lot to unpack when it comes to this reunion. I know you have thoughts from part 1, part 2, and now the final part of the Love and Marriage Huntsville reunion. If you're a part of the replay crew, we haven't forgotten about you, because you're probably like, Kempire, we have this on Sunday afternoons. Why are you messing up the schedule? Because I told you last week that I was really, considering doing a live show right after the finale, because I know a lot of you want to have an opportunity to call in and share your immediate thoughts. Okay, Tiffany, Kempire really hates this show. He wanted to hurry up and put an end to it. It was not coming into his Sunday. It's funny because it's true. No. I honestly had the thought when I mentioned it. I had the thought. I was like, maybe we need to do a final live, because I know so many of you have thoughts and opinions that you want to share about this season overall. You're going to have that opportunity in the live chat, okay? Now, Elsa says, I love this time. Let me tell y'all something. A Saturday night, I'm not saying that I'm doing anything on a Saturday night besides like chilling at home, but can I have a Saturday night to myself? I told you, when I get a boo. Oh, not the sound machine shading me. I told y'all, when I get a boo, Saturday nights will return to being mine. But I don't have a boo now. Damn. So here we are. You don't have a boo either. Or no, you have a boo, but your boo is watching along with you. I love when you guys tell me that you watch along with your husbands or your boyfriends. I love that. I love that the men love me.
How you doing?
Okay. All right. Where do we begin? Okay. I just want to preface this by saying I do not hate anyone. I don't hate any of the characters on this show. I don't hate Carlos King. I just keep it real with you guys when I have real thoughts. I'm not trying to sugarcoat this to appease anybody. Just saying. Again, I don't hate Andy Cohen. I know this is not about Andy Cohen. I don't hate Andy Cohen. I know a lot of you people think that I hate him because I call him out on his BS. But no, you have to like someone at one point to hate them, right? Look. Okay. Okay. Let me focus. So, as you know, first of all, shout out to everyone watching on Facebook. I see you guys, people are watching from Jamaica. We got New Jersey, Connecticut. We've got, what's going on, Carlita? What's going on, everyone? People are watching from around the world. We appreciate you guys taking time out of your Saturday night to be with me. Yes. All right, I got to turn the fan on. I'm jumping around too much. All right. Did I vamp enough? Is everyone finally here? Is everyone finally here? Okay. So we've talked about and recapped Love and Marriage Huntsville this entire, season 4 and season 5. I'm not sure what season this is at this point. Is it season 4B? Or what is it, Carlos? Can you just can you send a bird or something to let us know what season was this? Because even YouTube TV had it mixed up. At one point, we were in season 3. Okay. So we don't know. We're not too sure. I'm calling it season 5 because this is. I mean, I would hope this is not season 4 because this would have been a very long season. But we didn't get a season 4 reunion. We just took a break and then we came back. So we thought this was going to be season 4B. And a lot of you had opinions. And look, at the height of our recaps of Love and Marriage Huntsville, we had thousands of people in the room. Towards the end of it, how many we got tonight? No, look, this is not our usual time. But I get it. A lot of you were like, we're tired of the same stuff. And I love the fact that Carlos in this reunion, we're really speaking to what you guys have been saying on social media. I'm going to give him credit. He was really speaking to what you guys have been saying about some of these people on the show. All right, so let's start at the top. Let me start at the top of this reunion. So at the top of this reunion, I didn't talk about this during my last recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville, was how Kimmy was calling Destiny out for Destiny and her holding back from the cameras. She's still holding back. And Carlos was like, if we get another season, no, they got another season, but does Destiny get another season? Will she return? She says, well, if we do return, I will share a lot more. Kimmy's like, you're sitting here talking about how things are edited out or, scenes are cut. That has happened to all of us here on the cast. But according to Carlos, when producers come to Destiny with actual, like, we need you to do this or do, she gives them a problem. But even in the moment when we're talking about a future season, first of all, why wasn't the man there? She would not elaborate as to why the man wasn't there. Her new man, the man that she's in love with. Look, I think we all understood why she couldn't talk about the chicken man, the father of her, her ex-husband and the father of her son, because of legal reasons. I don't know if I even believe that. Do you guys even believe that? I don't believe anything that comes out of her mouth. I don't know. Like, what could he have said? What could he have said? You can't mention me on the show? Like, I mean, look, anything's possible. But why couldn't she mention him on the show? What did he really do to her? At one point during this part of the reunion, Mel says that her and Destiny commiserated on how similar Martell and the Chicken Man were. So I was like, wait, did the Chicken Man cheat on her? Anyone else catch that? But Destiny says for whatever reason, this man was not able to come to the reunion. But some people in the group have met this mystery man. I don't believe anything that comes out of Destiny's mouth at this point. Because she's still trying to convince us that she didn't say that she got a PPP loan. Y'all remember that? I didn't. She had all kinds of excuses. She's like, oh, no, that's not what I said, blah, 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 blah. And then the court document, well, not the court documents, the actual legal government documents are there. You got a PPP loan. And Madani is still closed. Madani's still closed. All right. She says she'll share more next season. I don't know if we are do we want to give Destiny another season to share more? And she does say that her man wanted to be there. Then why isn't he there? Why isn't he there? At least to show you support. He doesn't have to come out on stage. At least come there and show some support. Be backstage or something. Because I would have understood if she was like, well, he's here, but he's backstage. And here's the thing. I don't want to put pressure on Destiny to share her relationship if she wants to keep it a secret and she wants to keep it dear to her heart, because anytime Carlos King gets his hand on anything, it might But then again, you don't sign up for reality TV. And we don't want to see you in Madani like this. Engage. You signed up for this. We didn't ask you to be here. We didn't ask you to be here. I mean, a lot of people have been asking you to go. Well, this turns into Destiny sharing more to Destiny versus Melody. And people are trying to get to the bottom. Well, Carlos is trying to get to the bottom of what was the downfall of this friendship. And honestly, Melody, I don't think Destiny was necessarily 100% the reason for the downfall of their friendship. I don't think that Melody is necessarily a great friend either, because we saw how she was trying to throw Maurice and Kimmy under the bus for an interview that they did and for what they said in that interview. She literally says, "Well, you know, Destiny." Look, here we go. Here we go. Destiny, you know, she did an interview and she said a whole lot of things that weren't true. But here's the thing. Here's the other side of the other thing. As you know, Melody brought up on Carlos King's The Nightcap that she had given Destiny $5,000 to $6,000. And Destiny brings it up and she's like, "Did you give me $5,000 to $6,000 for my bills?" But wait a second. I needed someone to send a follow-up question. Did you give her $5,000 to $6,000? I don't care what it was for. Melody was like, "No, I didn't give it to you for your bills." So did she give you $5,000 to $6,000? And if she did you pay that? And why did you need it? To keep the doors open? You had an eviction notice on your door. Look, things happen. Things happen. She was going through a divorce. She just had a baby. And then her business is not doing well. But she also got a PPP loan. What are you doing with this money? Maybe your money management skills are a little shaky. Because a beauty supply store, even during a pandemic, unless they tell you you have to be closed, that's one thing. But even during a pandemic, beauty supply stores, they did okay. Right? Look, right? I mean, I wouldn't know. I wasn't in the... No, that's not true. I go to a beauty supply store to get the little stuff to shave my head. But especially when you couldn't go to your own beautician or your barber, you had to go to the beauty supply store to get your supplies. Did anyone become like a barber or a hairstylist during the pandemic because you had to start doing your own hair and then maybe like your neighbor's hairs and stuff like that? I wonder. Oh, damn. Antonia said you have to have supplies. Y'all are extra funny on a Saturday night. Y'all are extra funny on a Saturday night. Oh, Judy in my TikTok chat says I became a nail tech. I'm just saying things happened during the pandemic. It moved people in directions. The pandemic brought me here. So they're going back and forth trying to get to the bottom of what caused the issues between Destiny and Melody. Melody believes it was this interview. Destiny believes it stemmed all the way back to the last reunion where, and I almost forgot because it's been so long, that Melody overheard Tisha and Destiny talking about her. She did not reveal what she heard. I want to know what she heard. Destiny, that would have made, well, not Destiny, Melody, that would have made this reunion more interesting if you say, well, I heard Tisha say this about me or that about me. Well, no, Tisha says, oh no, she did it for a storyline. And then I said, that makes a little more sense. Because if you're not willing, if you're not willing to say what exactly was said that you overheard that's caused you to have this issue with Destiny, that says to me then there was really probably nothing. It was probably really nothing. Because why wouldn't you just say, oh, I overheard you say this or this or this about me? It made a little bit more sense. I was like, well, maybe it was somewhat of a storyline. Remember, she's the producer. And maybe she wants to lean away from a storyline with Martell because she's like, no, I don't want to do that. Because he's still in love with me. Okay. At one point, because Tisha chimes in and says, oh, she did it because of a storyline, Tisha then says that Melody has a dark soul. She says that she is the perfect example of a devil in sheep's clothing. I mean, I'm not friends with Melody, so I don't know. But I've said this before about Melody. She has that little sarcastic way about her. I don't necessarily see any of these people on this cast as being friends to her. Even Stormy. At one point, Martell's like, run. He's like, run. But he said that before to other friends. Do you guys think that Melody is has a dark soul? That's a heavy thing to say about somebody, that they have a dark soul. I don't know if I want to say that much about Melody. I do think Melody has her ways. I don't know if I want to say she has a dark soul or that she's a devil in sheep's clothing. But then Tisha might have a right to say that, because a lot of you were in the comment section were saying during my last recap that why are we not talking more about how Melody was plotting and planning on this show and bringing people on the show to bring up the whole cheating stuff between Tisha and Marceau? Well, then there's that. Do you guys believe that's exactly what she was doing? Okay, I'll just leave that there. And then, of course, they talk about the $5,000 to $6,000. Again, I want to know, did Melody actually give you $5,000 to $6,000? I don't care if it was for bills or for what. Did she give you $5,000 to $6,000? And what did you do with it? Squander it. Destiny. All right. Then the conversation, and some of you have alluded, and apparently a lot of you on social media have alluded, that you believe that there's something going on between Martell and Destiny. Even Melody, during this reunion, alludes that, she believes that something's going on between Martell and Destiny, because she would call him at 1 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. Did you ever say to her that you didn't like that? Just asking. Did you ever tell her, I don't like that? And then Melody does also say, like, when we would be having conversations, she would say, Martell is calling me or texting me. And according to Melody, she said, well, he talks all kinds of trash about you. So if he's talking all kinds of trash about me, Destiny, why are you entertaining conversation with him? Well, Destiny gives us a better idea about her relationship with Martell. She wants to make it very clear that there is nothing like that going on between her and Martell. She says that, she's known Martell since she was like 15 years old. All right. I don't know if I believe anything is going on between Destiny and Martell. Could something have happened before? Maybe. I don't know. But I don't automatically think that men and women are automatic. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Destiny was like, oh, you want some, Martell would go for it, because I think Martell has a problem. But I don't think that ever happened between them. I kind of look at them as brother and sister, but that's me. I kind of really get that vibe from them. But some of you have alluded before calling in saying that you think that something's going on. I don't. I really don't. But look, you're right. You have a right to your opinion, and so do I. All right, so they talk about that. And then in the next segment, Destiny accuses Melody of hacking Martell's phone. How are people hacking phones? I know you can hack a phone. I mean, people hack our comment section all the time. Reminder, guys, if you see someone in the comments saying, write me or call this WhatsApp number, I'm not calling you, and I'm not telling you to call my WhatsApp number. I just want to remind people that that's not me. Report, delete, cover, do all the things. You'll know if it's me, especially on YouTube. In the YouTube comments, I have a check mark. On Instagram and TikTok, I'll get back to you. But a lot on YouTube, we have a lot of scammers on YouTube. So just ignore them. Report them, let us know. Let a mod know. They'll delete them. Okay? But no. All right. And I am in the comment section, but like I said, you'll see a check mark next to my name. All right. So there's a whole conversation about hacking phones, and then we find out Melody believes that Martell hacked her phone because she was getting calls from Martell on her phone. Martell says, well, yeah, if I don't answer my phone, it would go to your phone. So I'm guessing Martell set up call forwarding, but why would you set up call forwarding to Melody's phone? Even when you guys were together, couples, is that something that you guys do? I don't see why you would do that. Do we believe that Martell was hacking into Melody's phone? I believe it. When they originally said hacking, I thought that they were referring to maybe her just getting into his phone and seeing who he's talking to. Because remember, Martell has had a long history of cheating. Okay, he has a full-on baby. All right. Notice how they didn't talk about coleslaw? Notice that? Just saying. And I'm sure that was probably intentional. I felt like they must have felt like they had a lot to cover, because I felt like they ran through a lot of things during this reunion. And at the very end, we talk about Kimmy. I don't feel like that Kimmy segment was long enough. But then again, it was hard to even get through. So I'm like, maybe it's a good thing that it wasn't too long. But it also, I feel like to put it at the end, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. You guys will let me know in the live chat, when you call in, or in the replay crew. I don't know. It felt like it was a little too quick, a little too brushed over too quickly for me. Because for me, that was the main part of the season. I was just like, oh, damn. Sidebar. A lot of you were letting me know that Maurice, I don't know what Maurice was doing, but Maurice was basically giving shots out and awards to people that talk about and recap Love and Marriage Huntsville, which I can appreciate, because unlike Carlos King's peer, Andy Cohen, he doesn't celebrate the bloggers. I have to say, Carlos does celebrate the bloggers and even includes them in shows and things like that. Andy doesn't like the bloggers. He said he says that we make his life hard. No, we help your shows, especially the ones that are failing in ratings. Hey, Salt Lake City. So Maurice decided to do the Funky Daniva Awards, celebrating the bloggers. So shout out to all my fellow content creators that were named in this video that he did. Of course, I got a snippet of what, and I have to say, I actually liked what he said about how we conduct our reviews. I mean, I didn't have the heart to tell him I do this review painstakingly.
With Kempire, I love his objectivity, his professionalism, his insight, and his humor. And he has some real good shade, and he has a nice good pause after he throws his shade to where he lets it sink in.
Thanks for watching. I didn't know that they were watching. I mean, okay, look, I know some of them watch, but you don't know if some casts don't want to watch because they're afraid. Look, they're afraid of what we might say about them. I appreciate the cast are watching, and you could tell he actually does watch the reviews. Hey, Maurice. Hey, Kimmy. Okay. All right, y'all. With my wines, on TikTok says he's trying to get the bloggers on his side, but y'all already know how I do. I saw Drew Sador at BravoCon to her face. She was like, "Be nice to me," and I said, "No promises." And this is why I don't love doing interviews with the blogs. This is why I try to keep my distance from these reality TV people and things like that, because I do want to keep a level of professionalism, but also I want to be able to review these shows and talk about these people without like, oh my gosh, I don't want to hurt anyone's feeling. I mean, I wouldn't stop. Look, there are a couple of reality stars that I'm friendly with. I'm not gonna say we're friends, no, and they still get it from me. Hey, Caroline Brooks from Real Housewives of Dubai. She knows, but I like the fact that she gets it. I like when the reality stars understand that no matter what, I'm still going to give my honest opinion about the tomfoolery that they're doing on the show. I mean, I still want to know about the Credit One parties. I never heard about that until this reunion. I mean, he says that that's not true. I just want to say that. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So I talked a little bit about Stormy and Martell telling her to retreat. Because Carlos asked Stormy, like, how do you feel about how Melody's navigating these friendships? And she's like, I don't have that experience with Melody. We haven't gone through what she's gone through with some of these people. And I'm thinking to myself, I was like, this doesn't sound solid. Because if you're really defending your friend and you have your friend's back and like that's your friend, the way that Stormy described her friendship and viewing everyone else's friendship, I think she was trying to navigate and try to be like Switzerland in the whole situation, But if that's my real friend, I'm like, I'm not worried about that. We've been through things, we've had things, and blah, 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 blah. Nope. And that's why Martell was like, retreat. And I already told you I questioned the friendship between Melody and Stormy. I think right now they're good. I don't want to see them if they get to a bad place, because what's up, it's gonna come out. I'm just saying. I mean, I kind of want to see it because I think Stormy's the right one. Destiny can't handle Melody. Tisha can't handle Melody. Tisha was putting up a good fight though. I'll give Tisha that. But Stormy, I want to see that. Okay, all right. I mean, I would much rather see them get along, to be honest with you. But if there was going to be an issue, I wouldn't be surprised if there would be an issue, because that seems to be the same thing that happens with all these cast members. I mean, I haven't seen it happen between Melody and Tiffany, but I kind of felt like look, like it could have happened. You know what I mean? Like this season, it could have happened between her and Tiffany. Oh damn. They brought Tiffany out for a hot second. At first, I didn't even think they were going to bring the Whitlows out. Tiffany, you look beautiful though. Let's start with something nice. Tiffany, you look beautiful. Congratulations on your pregnancy. They confirmed that during the reunion. They also talk about Dr. Francis. I thought Dr. Francis was at the reunion. Was he edited out? I mean, we didn't see a preview. What? Did I dream that? That would have been nice to have Dr. Francis at the reunion and have a little segment with him talking with the couples. That would have been nice. And also would have been nice so he can defend himself, because Tiffany was saying all kinds of stuff about our Dr. Francis. And that he didn't even get a chance to know me. He was judging me. More so was like they clinically said that your relationship was fake. Someone said Tiffany who? You know. Look. And mind you, I just jumped to Tiffany and Lewis's segment because that came after the Martell and Melody situation. All right, let's unpack the Martell and Melody situation. All right, anything else I want to say about Tiffany? No, nothing else. Congratulations, Tiffany. Okay. So it is a cold. Someone on my Facebook, Nadi, says, "Good evening on cold night in New Jersey." It is cold here in New York. All of a sudden, the wind picked up. Feeling like winter. The other day, it was like 50-something degrees. Look, I don't mind a cold day, but damn, I hear the wind outside of the studio. Okay, all right. Melody and Martell and their situation. I know a lot of you said countless times that you're over Melody and Martell's back and forth. As you know, and I've said this throughout our recaps, we already know that this whole destined trip and this kumbaya moment between Melody and Martell does not last. She brings up the whole custody situation because, as you know, Martell has now, put forth that he's seeking full custody. And the whole conversation, because now we're trying to understand why they're not in a good place right now. And Martell says they're not in a good place right now because they have different views on co-parenting. Okay? And again, it's the same issue. He doesn't want a man babysitting his kids. I love the fact that Carlos pointed out, is it because, and mind you, the man they're talking about is Uncle Marcus, Melody's brother. Well, I didn't realize that Melody only met Marcus until she was like a teenager. However, she's damn near 40. So this man has been in her life for years, Martell. I believe there's a little homophobic. Not a little homophobic. I think he's homophobic. I said it. I don't know for fact, but I believe it's more about Marcus being gay than it has anything to do with that. I'm just saying. Because I still don't understand. Like, I understand not having just any old man around your children, but that's their uncle. Yes, she didn't grow up with him, but they've known each other for a few decades at this point. She's damn near 40. And if they met when they were teenagers. And based on what I've seen from Marcus, he loves Melody. He loves those kids. I'm getting homophobia. And I'm glad Carlos asked him. And he's like, no. No, then I don't understand your justification. That's their uncle. I don't want any men. I don't want any men around my children. Their uncle? So now he's seeking full custody. He says that Melody doesn't have any time for the children. Yeah, because you broke up the home, so she's forced to work and do all kinds of things. And in a lot of cultures, it takes a village. And literally a village of people are helping raise children. It's not just the parents. And I know Martell is very old school in his own ways of thinking that she should be the one at home. But you broke up the home, so she's got to hustle so the kids have stuff because they can't rely on you. How's the book doing? How's the wine doing? These are all new things, though. And those aren't automatic money makers. And you already saying that you didn't get your builder's license. Okay, Marcel says that, a lot of times the owners don't have builder's license. Okay, but this man still doesn't have a builder's license. What does Martell offer the world and someone to partner with him? He offers nothing. I think Martell has gotten away off his good looks for a very long time. And now that's not helping him. Because the elevator's not going all the way to the top. They talk about the trip to Destin. We all love the trip to Destin. It was nice to see. We all said the same thing. Martell still wants Melody. Martell's still in love with Melody. We all saw it. It's very obvious. He was saying it. And then he started to say, I miss. And then, Carlos, why did you start crying? Look, and a lot of you were pointing some stuff out to me last week when I was talking about Carlos, and I was defending Carlos. I was defending Carlos for a hot second. Carlos, they say something about people that when they're crying, when they refuse to wipe the tears, when someone gives you a tissue and you refuse to wipe the tears, it's like you're doing it for the dramatics. I kind of got that feeling in regards to this. And I get it. He's known these people for a long time. He's a little invested. Okay. And we all agree that Martell's giving a facade. Martell needs some actual, probably therapy. He needs therapy to deal with some of the things that he's going through and that he did break up his family. And he's refusing to own up to that. He owned up to it a little bit in Destin. But Carlos, the theatrics with the crying, I just feel like you're just, what did he say? I can't remember everything exactly what he said, but I didn't believe it because when I think about For the Love of Candy Burris and the escape story and the things that you allegedly did to get that story, I'm like, you don't have a heart. Look, I'm joking about that, not having a heart. But when I think about those things, I'm like, look. And like I said to you before, remember when we saw Erica Jane have that scene with Kyle from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and she was just letting the mascara fall? Well, body language experts say, I forgot what the exact terminology is, but they say that's intentional. That's like psychological warfare that someone's doing. So when Martell offered him the tissue to wipe his tears, because why are you not wiping your tears? I mean, for the love of Iyanla always used to say, cry, let it out. There's more room out here than that's in there. I'm okay with you crying, but why are you just leaving it there? You felt that strong of emotion in regards to Martell and him holding back? Maybe he did. I do feel you were talking a little bit more than... Look, you're a host. You're supposed to moderate. We're supposed to hear more from the people, not from you. Just saying. But you did see that Melody also got emotional. Look, I believe that Melody is done with Martell. She doesn't want to be with Martell. But I also think, like she says, she didn't expect to be in this situation where she has 4 children with a man she barely likes. And she probably doesn't even see a path forward. It's like, how do we even get along? Like, just when I think we're getting along, he does something and then we're not getting along. And now he's fighting for full custody of my children. And he's basically saying, Martell's basically saying she's not a good mother. How does that feel to the mothers out there? How does it feel? That's what he's basically saying. That's why he wants full custody. You're not a good mother. You don't have time for them. How would that make you feel? He's already called her a cheater, pumpkin eater. He's called her all kinds of things after he's cheated and had a full-on baby with some other woman. And chronically cheated. Look. So that's how I feel about the whole Martell situation and what he's saying in the whole full custody situation. Do we even have an update on that court situation? I don't even think we do. Honestly, I don't believe he's going to win. Because first of all, it's hard to win against a mother. And I don't believe that Melody is a bad mom. I really don't believe that. Is she a different type of mom? Is she working a lot? Yes. But she's making sure that the kids are with people that she loves. She even says, you're talking about the kids have like 24 babysitters. They've only slept over at her aunt and her mom's house. And her brother slept with them overnight at her house. Martell, we can't believe a word that comes out of your mouth because you're a liar. A liar. He needs therapy. He needs therapy. All right. Guys, if you're just joining us, this is our final recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 5 or 4B, not sure. If you're part of the replay crew, as always, I want to know your thoughts, your opinions, how you would rate this episode. Also, don't forget to let us know where you're watching from. Sidebar. House of Kempire, HAUS of Kempire.com is back up with all of the sweatshirts, t-shirts, all the little merch things that you guys have been wanting is now available. But also check out our new website. It's still a little bit under control. I'm making a couple of changes, but check out our official website, TheKempire.com, where you can get all the links to all the things. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast as well, Kempire Radio. And come on, y'all haven't gotten your coldest water bottle yet? Or coldest something? Head on over to coldest.com and use the discount code KEMP10 for 10% off of your order. They have all kinds of cool stuff at Coldest. I actually need to go to their website and get a couple of things that I've been wanting. Like there's ice packs, there's coolers, there's sheets, there's pillows, there's bowls for your pets. Just saying. Go get you a little something and use the discount code KEMP10. Okay? Danielle says, I can't wait to buy my new sweatshirt. And I have to say, some of this stuff I didn't love, and some of those stuff I have removed from last year because I didn't like the quality that it came in. But the sweatshirts, that's some good quality right there, guys. If you haven't gotten something from houseofkempire.com, go check it out. Or just go to thekempire.com and click the shop button, okay? All right. Let me say thank you. We had quite a few super chats, guys. If I missed your super chat, I apologize. I will see if I can go back and find them. Julie's here with us. Julie says, don't watch this. I knew you were going to say that, but we'll always support you. Thank you, Julie. We appreciate you. Because I was like, I know Julie doesn't watch this show, but she's here with us. Yay. Tam, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, wait, I forgot to press these. Yay, I caught her live with my fave. Aw, cocktails and campfire. Not cocktails. At home? Or are you out in the club? On a Saturday night, what's better? Side note, I did tear up on the last episode, though. Yeah, me too. Look, I teared up a couple of times this season, and we're going to talk about why I teared up in just a second. Cammy's here. Thank you for the super chat. Says, hey, Camp, I don't watch. I just saw you were on live. Hey, Cammy. Thank you so much. Carlos, that's not good. Randa, thank you so much for the super chat. Randa says the makeup and the hair business did great during the pandemic because hair and face were all we could show on Zoom. So we all upped our game. See? Good point, Randa. JJ, thank you so much for the super chat. JJ says, what happened to Destiny exposing Mel's truth? Did they edit that out? And why did they edit that out? JJ, thank you so much for reminding us. Because I literally had that thought. I was like, ooh, that should be coming up next. And we didn't get that. What happened to that scene? How are you guys showing this last week and then this week? Now, you know how the Bravo people were mad about them cutting that scene between Dana and Jen. We should be mad about this because we want to know what the truth was. Right? Anyone else? Okay. Divine Elements on my TikTok says, yes, it was edited out. Why, though? Did she tell the truth? Just asking. Look, just asking. All right, guys, I'm going to, before I read the next super chat, just want to drop the call-in link for members only. So if you're a member of the channel, I'm dropping the call-in link for you now. And if you haven't liked the video already, what are you doing? Like the video. TikTok, keep tapping your screens. If you're watching on Facebook, like the video there. Liking the video is an easy and free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels like the content creators that Maurice mentioned. They will start showing up on your algorithm when you like this video. So thank you in advance. All right. Hold on. Let me just drop the call-in link because I literally said I was going to do that and didn't do it. Hold on. And because we have almost 900 people in the building on YouTube, I'll drop the call-in link once we get to 400 likes. Let's get to 400 likes, y'all. Okay. So if you're a member of the channel, I've dropped the call-in link for you already. All right. Let me just say, Stanielle, thank you so much for the super chat. Stanielle says, ain't no party like a credit one party because a credit one party don't stop. Why are you guys this way? Oh my gosh. Robin says, where are the super chats come from? Robin, for those that are watching on Facebook, we're also live on YouTube. They give you an option for super chats there. Also, thank you to everyone that sends in Venmos, Cash Apps, PayPals. All that information is available in the description of this video. Thank you in advance. We see them usually after the live. You help content creators keep doing what we are able to do without having to worry about YouTube limiting things because we said something or, you know what I mean? So thank you so much for those. All right. Stadiel, you're a mess. Tiana, thank you so much for the super chat. Tiana says that, hey, Kemp, not that they are important, but why aren't Tiffany and crew on the reunion? Tatiana, did you not see their small segment? We found out that she's pregnant. I don't think she's coming back next season. I believe that Destiny will come back because of her issues with Mel. So I do believe she will be coming back. I mean, maybe the Whitlows will come back. I don't know. I mean, they are pregnant and I don't know. Do you want the Whitlows to come back? I could care less. Girl Bell says, if you blinked, you missed them. Basically. Oh, woo, woo, woo. Woo, woo, woo. Okay. If you're a member of the channel, I've posted the call-in link on the Kempire Daily community tab. So if you want to be able to call in and share your thoughts on the last episode of the Love and Marriage Huntsville reunion, that's where you'll be able to find the link. I see we already have a couple of people backstage. So let me just talk about this last segment. As I said to you before, I felt like this segment about Kimmy and her cancer journey could have been longer. But with that being said, I'm glad that we got Kimmy's journey throughout the season and that Kimmy decided to share that journey with us. As I said to you before, if it was me, I don't know if I could. And she said part of the reason why, during the reunion, she says part of the reason why she did it partially was selfish because she's like, it's going to keep her active. It's going to keep her doing things and keeping her motivated during this process. But she also helped and inspired other people during this process. And I love what she said. It's the nurse in her teaching people. She literally says she went for her annual in December and she discovered these lumps in June. And she was like, it's important that people go routinely, but also check early. And this is someone that does check. And there are a lot of, especially people of color, Black people, that do not go to the doctor. There's a long history of why. And it's all rooted in racism and how Black people were treated at the doctor. Still, Black women are dying at record numbers during childbirth. So it's a long, so when people say racism is over, So she talks about that, and she talks about the journey, and Carlos then opens up about how his mother came to him in a dream and said that he should share her story on the show. And then I could understand him crying. That moment I understood why he was crying. But when we saw the preview of him crying multiple times, I was like, why is Carlos crying so many times? But when he talked about his mother, because he said his mother loved Love and Marriage Huntsville. Okay? So he started crying during that, talking about that and thanking Kimmy for sharing this journey on the show. This segment could have been longer because you know what I just thought? This segment could have been longer because I want to know, how's Jalen doing? Because he shared his, and I also want to hear what the group had to say about how they felt about this journey that she was going through and watching it back on television. We spent so much time on the Whitlows and Destiny and Martell and their stupidness. There's more that we could have unpacked when it comes to everyone's reaction to Kimmy being diagnosed. I saw Maurice posted a picture of Kimmy at the reunion, like, you know, the wig that she had on at the reunion, and then without the hair. Kimmy could wear any hairstyle. She could be bald, and she's beautiful. Kimmy, thank you so much for sharing this journey, because I know it wasn't easy with all of us, because, you know, a lot of people are hateful, because I remember Maurice calling someone out for saying that Kimmy was being, you know, dramatic for cutting her hair off and blah, blah, blah. Because you have those people that don't have any sort of sensitivity to what this family is going through right now. Still going through it, because it's not over. But thank you for your bravery in sharing that story, because like Carlos said, the main demographic of people watching Love and Marriage Huntsville are Black women. And as you know, when we did our fundraiser for breast cancer awareness month, we were talking about how Black women are greatly affected by breast cancer. And Carlos, thank you for sharing your personal story as well, because I could tell that was not easy for you to do, because then you have to think about your mom and how maybe it could have been prevented, and just all of those aspects, because it's not easy. Because Carlos says he's super private as well. Ain't that funny? The reality TV producer is super private. Look, I am too. I don't blame you, Carlos. You know what these cameras and people's opinions will do. Just saying. All right. Guys, we just hit 400 likes on YouTube. Shout out to everyone watching. We got quite a few people watching on TikTok. Our Love and Marriage Huntsville recap. We're normally never live on a Saturday night live because I'm trying to have a life. You know what I'm usually doing on a Saturday night? Look, watching TV. Trying to catch up on shows that I don't want to talk about or watch. No, normally on a Saturday night live, a Saturday night, I'm watching Love and Marriage Huntsville so I could talk about it on Sunday. And I usually watch it twice. Not these last few episodes, though. The last few episodes, I've only watched it once. You know, I've struggled. I did this for you guys. All right. So let's get into some callers and just wrap up this season of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Sidebar, Love and Marriage DC, though, will be coming next Saturday, and I'm going to give it a shot. I liked Ashley Silver from last season. For me, she stood out as a star. This season, we're going to get a crossover from Ready to Love to Love and Marriage DC. Winter is coming back, and I know a lot of people, including me, loved Winter last season because she had a lot going on. But based off of the reunion, I could tell that Winter is, like the producer said about Monique, I think she's a little intoxicated with the fame. So what is she bringing this season? Are you bringing that weird man again? Ashley Silva did tweet me. She says, I think you might like some of the friend dubs. And I said, we'll see. We'll see, Ashley. And some of you don't like Ashley. I liked Ashley for the show. I think Ashley and DJ Quicksilver were actually the standouts last season. We'll see about Arena and Jamie. Look, at least they're from DC. You know, sometimes we have people come on these reality shows and they're not really from the area. At least these folks are really from the area. And we'll be talking about it. Maybe. All right. Okay. I did say that I was going to drop the call-in link, didn't I? Let me drop the call-in link in the live chat. Let me pin it. Hold on. There we go. Guys, if you haven't liked the video already, be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. Speaking of supporting the channel, shout out to our members. Members, I've already posted the call-in link on the community tab. Let's get into some callers. Let me switch this out to these. And let me put up these. All right, callers. Let's see what you have to say about this episode. Tiana, I'm going to bring you up first. What's going on, Tiana?
Hey, good evening. How are you?
Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing good. I just wanted to touch real quick on Carlos because now I'm a very emotional person. I can cry at a drop of a hat, and I love for people to feel their feelings. But when people start crying and the situation doesn't call for it, I was sitting over here embarrassed. I'm like, why?
Embarrassed.
Why is this man crying like this when it comes to Martell? But I also think that like Carlos has to stop with the I loved you two together, because I think, like I can see why he's saying it, but I also think that might be a slap in the face to Melanie, because you loved him while they were together, but he was cheating on her, had a baby on her. She took him back, trying to, fix her marriage. And then, he does it again. And so it's like, I think we have to move past it. It's never going to happen. I think that Destiny forgot the only reason I think Mel brought up the money is because Destiny was going around telling everyone that Mel was a bad friend. And how is Mel supposed to want to be your friend? Like, let's just say Mel decided, you know what, maybe I'll give Destiny a shot next season. She's sitting here, she's watching this, and every scene you have, you're running and you're telling her business to the next person that will listen. So why would she even want to be why would she want to be friends with you? So that's that. I think next season needs to be a shorter season. I don't know what this season 4, season 5 situation was.
When you say shorter, what do you mean though? Like how many episodes?
I think a solid 20 episodes. If you have,
that's way too much.
If you have the film in the drama to fill it, but all these little filler episodes, then them taking the mid-season break. I don't know who you think you are. You ain't Scandal. You ain't How to Get Away with Murder.
I remember Scandal in that mid-season winter break.
You don't need no winter break. But part of me hopes that the Whitlows come back, only because Tiffany's pregnant. And so if they follow her pregnancy, or if she just kind of has the baby and she's transitioning into maybe having a newborn, I think that would be an exciting storyline to see. But I think I don't think Destiny's going to come back next year. I don't think so. I hope not.
I mean, I agree with you, because even when she announced that she was pregnant, I was like, I kind of want to see this because we haven't really seen someone pregnant on the show like that. Yes, we saw Destiny, but she wasn't really like a cast member.
Exactly, because we didn't see Melanie pregnant. Yes, we did.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
We saw.
Sorry,
Melanie
Sugar
pregnant,
Mama.
But I think the dynamic between the couple is it's a little, because Lewis is kind of, he wants things done his way, and I think it'd be nice to see him uncomfortable with the fact you have a newborn, you can't just have it your way. So, I think that would be exciting to see. But I think Destiny, now if Destiny wants to bring her man on the show, but
I think that might be mandatory in order for her to come back.
Yeah, because she said that, they cut my scenes, and Kim was like, they cut everybody's scenes.
Yeah.
So yeah, but you have a great night.
You too. Thanks, Tiana, for calling in.
Bye.
All right. Okay. Hold on. Let me just shift this. Shout out to everyone watching on Facebook, guys. If you haven't liked us on Facebook, follow us on Facebook at TheKempire and Kempire Daily. And shout out to everyone watching on Twitch and Twitter. We see you guys. If you are part of the replay crew, as always, I want to know where you're watching from, how you would rate this season of Love and Marriage Huntsville, and your thoughts on everything that played out in part 3. Based off of the poll on YouTube, it's very close on how you're rating the season overall. But right now, 44% of you have voted the season overall was between 7 and 10. I mean, I probably would lean more towards like between 4 and 6, maybe like a 6. But then because of what Kimmy brought in regards to educating people, I'd probably lean more towards a 7. Just saying. But then the way that they handled it during the reunion, I'm like, you could have, like, I want to hear what the group has to say about how they felt in regards to Kimmy and the cancer and how it played out on the show. I want to know how Jalen's doing. I mean, you could have cut the Whitlows. All right. Brooklyn Star's backstage. We're going to bring her up next. Let's go to our Brooklyn Star.
Hi, Kempire. How are you?
Oh, well, how are
good
you?
night. Good. I already backslide on my health goals by having a cocktail tonight, so I'm good.
I mean, is it clear?
Yeah. I just wanted to start off by saying that Martell wants a child support check, baby. He wants food stamps. He wants Section 8. He wants it all. He don't have enough income for these 5 kids. He wants all the benefits, okay? I truly think that Maurice doesn't have any clients because he seems to follow what's going on YouTube and Instagram a lot. We never see physical clients ever, not on the show, not on his page, nothing. I think something is fraudulent about that Scott brother. I think the Whitlows, I didn't care nothing about that segment, but let me tell you, pregnancy has made Tiffany look about 35. That's the best she's ever looked.
Glowing.
That pregnancy with her wonders. Okay, it is amazing. I believe she's her. It looks great on her. I think Mel had a lot of good one-liners. I love when she was just like calling Martell dusty and that his shoes were ugly. And when they panned down, I agreed because I think they hurt. They were like hard and patent leather. And also, I really cannot stand Carlos. I do not care. Okay, Carlos wants to be a cast member so bad, and I hate that he never gives anybody like their own moment. Him trying to humanize Martell was getting on my nerve. Like, we don't all have sense to know that this man has done his ex-wife so dirty. I didn't like how Kimmy's segment was only like, it was like literally 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for Carlos, but you need to stop that crying and interjecting yourself into this show.
Yeah.
And then Carlos, every time he tries to talk a lot, he always spills some tea about himself. If his mom was alive during this show, why couldn't his mom get medical care? Did you not question that? Well, I'm thinking, a long time ago.
I thought that she just didn't go to the doctor.
I felt like he made it seem like she couldn't go to the doctor. I'm just like, well, Carlos been making money for a little whole minute. Why wouldn't his mom go to the doctor? Yeah. I was just questioning a lot of things, and I'm like,
yeah, I don't think it was that. I think we know plenty of people that have medical coverage and that don't use it.
That is weird because she would have been in pain. Yeah. Like, I'm just like, even as a child looking at your parent, you'd be like, oh, something's wrong. I'm putting my mom in that car and be like, yo, you're gonna get checked out. Like, something just seems. I feel like there's more to that story. And the one thing that had me troubled through this whole reunion was Tisha is a beautiful woman. Her body is fire, but I need Tisha to wear her size, okay? Because I thought she was gonna fall out the whole entire time she was on that stage, because she looked like she could hardly breathe. You didn't notice that when she was just like, she just kept looking like she's holding her breath. Like, I'm like, girl, it's okay. You look good, but you can wear your true size. Like, I was concerned the whole time she was on there. If you go back to the first episode, her walking in, she looked like she was just like, okay, I can make it through. No, she looked like she was going to pass out. But that's all.
Okay.
I have to say.
Thank you, Brooklyn Star, for calling in. Bye.
No problem. It's the cocktail with me. Bye.
You know what? All right, guys. We're going to get to some more callers. Again, if you haven't liked the video, be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the Kempire Radio YouTube channel. That's where you'll see a visual version of our podcast, Kempire Radio. And be sure to subscribe to the Kempire Radio podcast. And don't forget to rate and review. And we've launched a new channel for all of the under-a-minute hot topics content, reality TV stuff will be available on Kempire Shorts. So help us get to 1,000 subscribers there. I mean, we have almost 230,000 subscribers here on YouTube. So head on over there so you don't miss out, because there's certain things that I talk about and share on there that I'm not sharing anywhere else. Okay? All right. Adrian's backstage. We're going to bring Adrian up next. What's going on, Adrian?
Hey, love, how are you? Can you hear me?
Yes. What's going on?
What's happening? So, so first of all, I saw your second DeMarco video. Now that he's permanent, he called me the other day. He was like, "What did you do?"
Oh,
Because your video of him, somebody sent it to him. I was like, "I didn't do nothing." He was like, "Yes, you did." It was so funny. But let me get to this. I just want to say, Tisha, I'm just so over her. I don't like women like Tisha, and I'll tell you why. Her and this Mel with the dark soul thing. Mel does not have a dark soul. She told the truth about Marceau and all his shenanigans because you clowned her repeatedly about her husband cheating, and Tisha delighted in it. And I think all this anger and animosity she has is because we all know that deep down, I think Tisha is very, very jealous of Mel. But I think what she was happy about was Mel getting cheated on meant that Mel wasn't perfect. And she that gave her a certain sense of satisfaction. So I don't remember if people remember when this show first started and all this was first coming out about their divorce and why and coleslaw and all this coming out. Keisha, a lot of times Tisha was talking about she would be smiling. So for her to now turn around and act like, Mel has been running around on this campaign and this demise of her, that's just completely and utterly ridiculous. She's just not a girl's girl. She's very male identified. Women like that are very dangerous because they will do anything to keep a man. When you have a woman that will do anything, even cognitive dissonance, evidence right in your face, and she's like, "No, I don't see nothing." That's a very dangerous type of woman. They would do anything to keep that MRS because that means a whole lot to them. I'm not talking as I'm married with children. I'm not talking about just trying to keep your family intact. I'm talking about something totally different, right? Destiny, I don't want her to come back. This girl, she is way too stank. Her attitude is stank. Her energy is stank. Every time she's on the screen, she has a scowl on her face. Like she's like, "Why are you here? If it's pain, it just looks like it pains her to be there. Then why are you here? You don't want to talk about anything. You don't want to share anything. You're beefing with this one, beefing with that one. Like I don't want to see this girl anymore." And did Mel give you the money or did she not give you the money? Well, it wasn't for my bill. Okay, well, what was it for? You never told us what it was for. You said she gave you five, and you also never disputed the amount. Did you notice that? She never disputed that Mel actually did give her five, but it wasn't for my bill. Okay, well, what was it for then? She didn't walk up to you and just bestow $5,000 on you like Santa Claus. She didn't do that.
No.
She did that for a reason, and she never wanted to talk about what that reason was. Tiffany, congratulations, but I don't really want to see the Whitlows no more. They're boring. They didn't even go and bring back what happened with her little family trip. Carlos, I think he was spot on with Martell and the whole I don't give a care attitude thing. He wants his family back. We all know he's still madly in love with Mel. He's mad at her because she left in the first place, and now he's mad at her because she won't take him back. That Destin trip when they were at dinner was the first time since I watched the show that I've ever seen him actually take accountability for what he did.
Yep.
That was that dinner, and the show has been on for however many seasons. But I think it was absolutely just the fact that he's still so angry with her for leaving him is what allows him to say the fact that he had Marceau and Marie sit up there and he allowed them to go at Mel like that. That's the mother of your children. I don't care how you feel about her. That's the mother of your children. And these men are going at her like that in front of your face. That just I don't have any respect for men like that. Like that's a complete another F boy. I feel like Mel, I feel so sorry for her. You got 4 beautiful children, beautiful black family destroyed because of nothing. And now you're dealing with this man that you don't even like. Lastly, Sora Kimmy. I didn't know she was Sora. Thank you so much, Kempire, for your happy Founders Day shout out with the elephants. Thank you. I did not know Kimmy was a Delta, but Sora Kimmy, I learned something tonight watching this. My jaw dropped because I have also been told that I have dense breasts. I'm turning 40 this year, so when I go to take my first mammogram, I know now to ask for an ultrasound.
Yes.
So yes, as troubling as this is and hard as this is to share, it is schooling people because I honestly did not know that. I knew I had to start this year, but I didn't know to ask for the ultrasound.
Wow.
So it's beneficial in terms of her sharing her story that way. So anyway, that's all I had, love. So I'll see you tomorrow for
Thanks, Adrian.
RHOP. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye. Yes, guys, don't forget we have our RHOP and Family Karma. Don't forget about Family Karma watch party on TikTok exclusively. Be sure to follow me at TheKempire on TikTok and follow me on Twitter because I'm sharing thoughts on shows that I don't talk about anywhere else on Twitter, and random thoughts and random memes and things like that on Twitter at TheKempire. Be sure to follow me there and follow me on Instagram too at TheKempire. Everything's at TheKempire. Sorry. And I loved, and thank you, Adrian, for bringing that up because yes, I wrote that down and I meant to bring that up. The whole conversation about ultrasounds and how some doctors will not mention it or bring it up, and so it's your responsibility to bring it up to your doctor. I'd like to get an ultrasound because of dense breast tissue. You might need an ultrasound because a mammogram won't be enough. So that alone may have saved someone's life. All right. And for those that don't watch the show, us bringing it up because of the show here now may have saved someone's life. All right. Let's get to some caller. Danielle's backstage. I'm going to bring Danielle up. Hold on. Danielle, are you there?
Oh my goodness, barely. Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
What's going on?
It's date night. I just got in the house. I have not watched the show yet, but I've been watching. Well, you hold up. I got a boo, and you said,
"Oh, you ain't gotta rub that in our face." You ain't gotta rub that in our face.
I got a boo, and but I'm here.
Okay.
Saturday night, I'm here, but I have not watched the show. But that's not what I'm calling in for.
Okay.
So Adrian just taught me something, and I've had lumps removed from my breast, and I never knew to ask for the ultrasound.
Wow.
And I've had lumps removed. My doctor and I are very close because I had lumps removed at a young age, and I never knew to ask for that. So now I know. But I'm about to watch the episode after that. But that's not what I called for. I called to talk about Destiny. We don't need Destiny. We don't need the Willow, what up them. We don't need them back. We don't need Destiny. Here's why. We already know Destiny's not going to bring us nothing. So what I did catch on IG, and I'm sure some other people who are watching caught this too. She has a new business she claims she's promoting with this real estate agency or real estate company down in Huntsville, right? So when you go to the website, she's like, let me back up. On her live, she's like, me and my partner, we're putting the office together. She had the little baby that he was helping, faking like he was putting a little desk together, real cute. She was like, yeah, I'm embarking on this new business, rah, 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 rah. And she puts the website on the Instagram. Okay, cool. So then you go to the website, and she's not a licensed real estate agent, but she's trying to say, during that live, she was like, y'all know I'm a real estate agent, but when you go to the website, it has her with no title. Her picture is there, but there's no title for her. So like, what are you doing here? Are you an admin assistant? Are they using you to build their real estate agency, like the business? Because you're not licensed. Your license expired a few years ago. She's licensed, but it's expired. So you have an expired license.
Allegedly.
Well, no, that's not alleged because the people in the Google Schmoogle in the comments of what's that other YouTuber? I can't think of her name right now. Her people went and looked it up, and she had screenshots to show that, I guess it's a legal document to show that.
I'm still gonna say allegedly because we haven't seen those alleged documents on the website.
Okay.
So I'm going to say allegedly.
All right. So I can't even think of the other YouTuber's name, but her people came back with the receipts showing allegedly that Destiny's real estate license expired before the pandemic. It's been a minute, but yet she's out here promoting this business. Somehow she's taking a new venture.
Does she even own Madani?
She don't, and Madani's still closed. I did check that. I did go to the website. It still shows closed. So you can Google Schmoogle that for yourself. I just can't be.
That's the only thing I believe.
So we don't need Destiny. Destiny gives us nothing. She gives us nothing. And if all she's going to do is irritate Mel, and not that Mel is the best friend, but we, again, like everyone else has said, you're not denying the money. So what'd you just spend it on? Because you didn't spend it on Madani. What are you doing?
The website for this real estate company.
Well, no, she doesn't have to spend it because it's not her company. It's someone else's company, but she's calling it out her business partner. I'm gonna say that she spent it on this fake trip that she claimed that TSA lost the Gucci bag, because she claimed the Gucci bag that Stormy gave her was lost on a trip that she went on. You lie like a rug.
The small bag.
I don't want you no more. The small right. So you checked it as opposed to just wearing it as a crossbody carry on. She claimed that the airport people lost it. She's so full of. This is why we don't need her back, Carlos. We know you listening. We don't need Destiny back. We're done. It's nothing else. She's giving nothing. There's nothing else to give. We should have left her in 2022. Bye, girl. No, we done.
Damn.
Okay, I just came to.
Thank you for that.
Bye.
Take care. Bye. Again, you see what the scroll says. The opinions of the callers do not represent myself, the Kempire LLC, or YouTube or Google. I mean, YouTube or Google, you got your own attorneys. They do not represent mine. And like I said, everything is alleged. Okay. Miss Bernice is backstage. We're going to bring her up. Miss Bernice, what's going on?
Hey, what up, though? What up?
How are you?
All right, how you doing?
Pretty good. Late.
We could have did this in one. We didn't need 3.
Yeah.
1 an hour and I give you 25 minutes. That was a whole 3 episodes that we could have used for the fans. All that other mess was a waste of time. Kiki was a waste of time because you came on there to tell your truth and then you backpedal. Okay. Destiny. Okay. It's the Lord's Day, so let me get pre-Lord's Day, so let me get my spirit right for this shit. Okay. You still have this anger toward Mel that is in your head. In your head only. Okay. Just admit, when people get divorced, your friends get divorced with the people. Either you're going to be on the husband's side or you're going to be on the wife's side. You chose to be on Martell's side, and Melanie figured that out. You no longer my friend. Okay. Get over it. And you always being mugging after interview. I don't care how many YouTube people interview her. You still saying the same thing you said in interview 1, you said in interview 10. Come on, girl. It ain't Mel, it's you. You're not giving anything. Everybody asks like, well, come this new season, you don't have Mel to talk about. What you gonna bring? We want to see your life, Destiny. We want to see you mad at Mel. We want to see your life. Well, and she could never take accountability for that. It was always Mel. And all this Mel is swiper, non-swiper. Like, come on, people. And for Kimmy to say that Mel has a dark soul, baby, I understand that that's your husband. You love your husband, and you want to keep your family as a whole. You got your blinders on, no matter what nobody say. They can have a picture of a Polaroid picture of him tongue kissing somebody else.
I think we lost you, Miss Bernice. We lost you, Miss Bernice. The connection was tough anyway, though, Miss Bernice. So if you want to call back in, try call back in. Let's get to a couple more callers, guys. If you're just joining us, this is our final recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville for season 5. If you're part of the replay crew, per usual, I want to hear your thoughts. Your most opinionated thoughts on the reunion, the season overall, how you felt about it, what you feel about in regards to what everyone else is saying. Let me know. All right. Let me bring up Miss Beverly's backstage. What's going on, Miss Beverly?
Hey, Kempire, how are you tonight?
I'm well. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm glad I've got something to do on a Saturday night. I can talk to you. But anyway, as far as the season, it was too long.
Oh.
It was not that interesting. The 3-part reunion could have been 1 part. The best part of the night to me was Kimmy. And the second best part was when Stormy came out basically and said that she and Mel were building a friendship. It wasn't like Mel was trying to portray last season. And here's the thing. I am not too fond of Destiny, but Melanie still has not given a straight answer as to why she fell out with Destiny herself. Everybody is saying, well, Destiny can't say. Mel can't say either. Yeah. And it still goes back to what I've been saying. Mel brings people onto the show to try to be an ally for her against Tisha. And I'm probably in the minority with this. But when they get to know Tisha, they like Tisha, and then she don't like the person she brought on the show. It is something now even going on with Stormy's mom and Mel. It was it. I don't know how you missed that.
You know I don't keep up with the love and marriage people and their drama.
Let me tell you, Stormy mama is. I mean, a couple of weeks back, she was going off on Mel, and then Stormy made a statement. It a hot mess. You need to go back. If I can find it, I'll send it to you.
Miss Beverly,
I like to say
look, wait. All due respect, Miss Beverly, you can skip that one. I just like you breaking it down for me. So wait, so she has some beef. Melody has some beef with Stormy's mom. Uh-oh.
Yes.
Season 6 is loading.
And from what I'm getting with Stormy as well, it's like she and Stormy has had a little falling out of sorts. And I don't know if I'm watching a different show from everybody else, but I remember when Mel and Tisha had to sit down and they were talking. Melody was the first to say, because she was telling Melody, I did not have that experience of my husband cheating. And Mel said, well, next time, 3:00 in the morning, roll up to the bar. So to me, now this is just my opinion, and I feel that since Mel and Martell were going through, it was almost like she was wanting Tisha to find something against Marceau. And I'm not understanding why 3 seasons later, everybody is hell-bent, excuse me for saying that, on tearing that family apart. If Tisha is going through life oblivious or pretending she's oblivious to what's going on with her husband, who are we to worry about it? If she like it, I love it.
Especially if there's no actual evidence that we can talk about and chew on.
Exactly. And what Kiki was saying, this was something, what they said 14 years ago? That's
what Tisha said, but then we debunked that as a lie because we didn't even have where you could heart messages like that.
Oh, gotcha. But what she's basically saying is, if they're not laying in the bed next to me, and I have got definitive proof, don't come to me. Let me find out for myself. Let me see it for myself. And let me tell you, you have people like that. I have a good girlfriend. I can see her husband in any compromising position there is, and I will not go back and tell her, because people like Tisha, they're the shoot the messenger type. And they don't want to know. And I am not the one to tell. I'm over here minding my business.
I just want to say this. I'm the person that wants to know. But you have to have information. It can't be hearsay. Don't come to me with some hearsay about my boo, especially because y'all know how long I waited for my boo.
I concur. And that's
y'all better have some solid information, and it better not be the back of his head.
I want to know, and like you said, I want definitive proof, and I don't want you to be a person that's being vindictive towards me, or you got an issue with me, and you just want to see me in misery. But you have some people.
Yeah, they
can be. I mean, you can bring them all kinds of receipts, and it can be from a good place. They'll get mad at you.
Yeah.
Been there, done that. So I keep my mouth shut.
Same. Look, same. Like you have to be like a sister to me or a brother to me in order for me to really come to you with the information.
Exactly.
Because if we're not that close.
Did you see my? Sure didn't.
Nope.
My eyes might have been closed that day. No, I didn't see.
Miss Beverly, thank you so much for calling in and dropping some tea. Take care, okay?
Have a good night.
You too. Bye. All right, guys, we're going to take a couple of more calls, but before we do that, let me just say thank you. Shout out to everyone that sends in Cash Apps, PayPals, Venmos. We see them normally after the live. We appreciate you guys supporting the channel any way that you can. And by watching, liking the video, subscribing, sharing us, helps build what we're trying to build. We're still trying to get to 1 million. We're almost at 250,000. So keep sharing our channel with your friends and family. We appreciate it. All right. Let me say thank you. Natasha's Way, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, bye, Whitlows. Let's get Stormy as an official cast member. I mean, based off of what Miss Beverly just said, she might be coming in hot for next season. Felicia, thank you so much for the super chat. Felicia says, oh, wait, no, for the super sticker. Thank you so much for the super sticker, Felicia. We appreciate you supporting the channel as well. Guys, if I missed your super chat, I apologize. I'm trying to catch all the super chats and host the show and produce the show and take callers. All right, so shout out to everyone watching on TikTok, everyone watching on Twitch, Twitter, and on Facebook. We see you guys as well. Keep liking the video, keep sharing the video as well. Let me take a sip. All right, let's take these last couple of calls, and I'm getting out of here. And I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my Saturday night. In bed. The Don, I'm going to bring you up next. Hold on. What's going on, the Don?
So I put Mel in the same basket of deplorables with Giselle Bryant.
Oh.
She's miserable, and she's trying to make everybody else miserable along with her. Yes, Martell cheated on her. Yes, he was wrong. Has he apologized? Is it, the most sincere apology? Who knows? But she says she's whole. This is what she says. She says she's whole. She says, she's this phenomenal person. She's above it all. She doesn't, play down in the dirt. Then while you're in everyone else's business, why are you always trying to point fingers, do all of this dirt, but then, oh no, I had nothing to do with that. I don't bother you. You keep saying my name. But in your interviews, in your one-on-ones, you're always mentioning someone else. Giselle, Mel. You like to play this fawn, like you're so innocent. And then Carlos, he doesn't do any better. That whole monologue he held to Martell today about you're pretending you're so strong. I just feel so sorry for you. He's over there crying. You're pretending you're so strong. I just want you to get help. He should have turned around counterclockwise and had that same monologue with Mel. Because she's doing a lot of pretending on that stage. Marceau asked the key question on all three parts. Mel, what do you hold yourself accountable for? She never answered. And Carlos never came back and said, yes, what do you hold yourself accountable for? Carlos never holds Mel feet to the fire. Never. But he likes to hold Tisha's feet to the fire. He holds Stormy's feet to the fire. And people don't listen to Martell. I'm not the biggest Martell fan, but Martell said it right. Don't be Mel's friend, because she'll always cut you off. And right now, what is Stormy? No longer Mel's friend. She just did her interview. Stormy and Mel are no longer friends.
Damn, what I've been missing. Okay. All right. Is that it, the Don?
Yeah, that's all.
Thank you.
Mel and Giselle sitting in a tree, miserable.
All right. Thank you to Don for calling in. Someone said that was Marcus. Not Marcus. What's it, Marcus? Is that Mark? Scott? I don't think so. I don't know. All right. As you know, if you're new to the channel, everyone has a right to their opinions. Look, if you are pro Mel, feel free. If you are pro Martell, feel free. As you know, here I twerk on the fence regularly. I honestly, I don't see it for any of them. Just like, all right. Last but definitely not least, Jennifer, I'm going to bring you up next. Hold on. What's going on, Jennifer?
Oh, nothing. Thank you so much. I so love your channel. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. What are your thoughts on this final part of the reunion?
Well, I thought it was lackluster.
Oh.
All three parts were a bit lackluster, but I wanted to see I wanted to speak on the season as a whole.
Okay.
I think what's apparent is that both Mel and Martell have a significant love for each other. There can't be that much animosity and hate, or dislike if you still didn't have love. And that's the one criticism I will say about Mel is that she doesn't have to be so strong. Understandably so, she's hurt and probably will be hurt for years and years to come. And I wish that she would be a little bit more transparent about that part. But what I don't agree with is like the finger pointing. I hear caller after caller or comment after comment say, she doesn't say what she's supposed to be, or she doesn't hold herself accountable. But what is she? No one ever says what is she supposed to be accountable for? Like for what? What is it? And I think from Tisha to everyone on the show, they're really not clear about what they're mad at Mel for. In the very beginning, they were mad because Mel was holding back. She was going through something. She was going through the divorce and all the cheating and so forth. And she was holding back on her friendship and taking a step back because she was going through something. And that is the beginning of the arguments with Tisha, with Destiny, with all of them. And then it transformed into these other things. And I think people forget that. And that's because social media and all these interviews have really become another cast member on the show. And I think that everyone gets so lost because social media and Instagram and YouTube interviews have become this other dynamic where people have forgotten what everything started from in the beginning. And I hope next season they try to keep things within the season and within what's going on instead of all these extra legs that leave the audience and in fact leave themselves confused because I don't see it. And lastly, I see a lot of trauma bonding on this show. A lot of people trauma bond over, they can relate to Mel because they've been through similar infidelity situations. I myself can relate to Mel because of that. But we don't talk about the trauma bonding with Tisha. And I think people relate to Tisha because they trauma bond over pretty girl trauma. Some pretty girl that Mel reminds them of some pretty girl who stole their boyfriend in the 8th grade or, when they were a kid and they don't like her. And they trauma bond and they hate Mel for no reason because of it. And I think that's sad. And I hope that, it'd be nice if Carlos would address some of these things next season.
Okay. Well, he's watching and listening, so hopefully he'll take some time to reflect on what you just said. Jennifer, thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
Take care. Have a good night. Wow. Look, wow. The callers are always on point, and you guys in the live chat in the comment section are always on point with your thoughts. Let's continue this conversation in the comment section. Here are my final thoughts on the season. I am so happy it's over. I am for a few different reasons because it's been a long journey of recapping the show, but it's also been a long journey of just seeing and watching the same thing over and over again when it doesn't seem like we're getting anywhere. But I believe the best part of the season, and I'm so grateful to Kimmy for doing what I know a lot of us could not do, and that is go through her health journey in front of us all. I wish from this final part of the reunion that we got more conversation because I really wanted to hear what everyone else thought and how they were dealing with the situation. Also, how Jalen was dealing with the situation. One of the best parts of the season, I have to say, was when Kimmy told Tisha, and I really saw the love that Tisha has for Kimmy in that moment. I wanted to hear a little bit more about that, but from what we did get, I do believe that Kimmy has saved and will save a lot of people's lives because of sharing that story. So thank you, Kimmy. Thank you to the cast because look, being on a reality show is not easy. And I love it when they get it, that we have a job to do to talk about it. And in doing that job, we are helping them keep their job. So thank you for all of you that watch and support, even though y'all know I was drudging through this season. Thankfully, we will get a little bit of a break. But of course, the new season of Love and Marriage DC is upon us next Saturday. So stay tuned for my recap of that every single Sunday at, I forgot what time, 12:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 a.m. PST. So be sure to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy content like this, along with pop culture news. We had quite a few stories that we've covered in the last couple of days about Good Morning America's TJ Holmes and Amy Robach. We talked about a couple of different things. So be sure to check that out and check out our most recent recap of the Real Housewives of Miami. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to everyone that sent in a super chat. Thank you to our channel members. We could not do this without you. If you would like to become a member, head on over to TheKempire.com/join. Again, for more details on everything that's The Kempire, head over to TheKempire.com, newly launched a website. So be sure to check that out and share it as well. And of course, we could not have this live chat, late night live chat, last minute late night live chat without the King's Guards, aka our moderators. Thank you, moderators, for being here and holding us down with a lot of people with very strong opinions. Thank you all for being here. Have a great rest of your evening. I will see you all in the next video. Let's get out of here. I don't know what song I want to play. Hold on, y'all. Okay.
Walking like a G, sipping Hennessy, President Sweet, looking like a young Barack Obama. Skipping to the beat, giving hella heat. I'ma need a seat just to count up all these dots and commas. I think it's evident I'm the better man, I'm the jam. I'ma have you crushing like a four-wheel monster. Who you know who looking like this for real? Who you know who looking like this? Baby, baby, won't you listen to me? I got that flavor, I know you're dying to feed. I ain't no dancer, just got some hip in my feet. Now throw your hands up. Ooh, you bring the lighter, I got the fuse. You make a fire, I'll add the fuel. Follow my lead, just watch your shoes. Gotta turn the heat up to get this cool. Weight up on my shoulders, all this jewelry on me. I wear my shades inside cause I go blind just looking down. Walking like the man, sipping Chardonnay on the balcony, looking like a young Elvis Presley. I've been overseas, I've been underneath, I ain't never seen nothing like a prison 12 o'clock. I don't know nobody looking like that, I don't know nobody looking like that. I don't know nobody looking like that, I don't know nobody looking like that. Baby, baby, won't you listen to me? I got that flavor, I know you're dying to feed. I ain't no dancer, just got some hip in my feet. Now